Good morning, it's Jane with Scraptastic Yarns. It's October the 20th, and I have to finish the straps. Is any one of you the $1 billion winner? Of course, I don't know if there's a winner yet for the Mega Millions, but I don't think I did. Did you? Could you imagine having that much money at once? Or even half of that, even if they took half in taxes. Could you imagine having $500 million? I mean, you could build a house with a huge storage area just for your yarn? Come on, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, we should all dream big. I start out with that because that is a joke with me and my husband about winning those kind of things. He teased me. My kids have always teased me as when they were younger because I would play the lottery. And when we were in Texas, and I believe then it was the Powerball, but it went state by state. It was quite a few years ago. It wasn't all this, the Powerball was something you could get. You could win easily just by being in Texas. It was only open to those Texas people, those kind of things. And then they switched it over to where it was open to all 50 states. And my boys used to laugh at me until one day I had a ticket. And this back when it was little amounts. I had this ticket and I had won, I believe it was close to $1,000. And it was just one of those things. I'd walked in and on a whim I thought I'll buy a lottery ticket just for grins and giggles. Well, I had all but one number, and at that time they didn't have all these extra numbers to jack up your prizes, those kind of things. And my kids used to tease me about that until I walked in that day and cashed that ticket, because I cashed that ticket before we went to SeaWorld. Busch Gardens in right outside of New Braunfels, Texas, which is right around San Antonio area. We had a good week there in the San Antonio area. We saw a lot of things. So, yeah, my kids quit teasing me about that because, like I said, on a whim, I bought a ticket. We had some extra good times because we had a little extra money. And, so, yeah, sometimes dreams are important. Sometimes they're not. We move on. Those kind of things. I didn't get my strap done last night, so of course I have to get it done today. Because I'm turning this one in tonight. I would love to continue making mats. And I would probably continue making mats if I knew of an area to drop these off at. The ladies that started this in our area are basically doing the mats and handing them out in the Williamsport area of Pennsylvania to the homeless. They're working with a homeless shelter. But there's no set place for us to drop off finished mats when we're finished with them. So I'll put this away until summer comes back around, and because that way I can get those mats directly to them when we go to the concerts. There is another group in Renova that is making mats, and I believe their drop-off point is the Satellite Salvation Army office there in Renova. But I have no clue where that is. I guess I could look it up, find out where it is, and then leave mats for them. But those mats are going up to New York City. The woman that's heading up that program there, she had a class at the beginning of October for folks to come learn how to make those mats. And of course, we didn't see that until afterwards. So, had no opportunity to go. But some of the mats that she had laying around her, some of the ladies are doing these nice mats that are just absolutely beautiful. They're using patterns, those kind of things, so it's pretty neat. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. I had to plug my computer in. I don't know how it came unplugged. That's highly unusual, but it was completely unplugged. So it had about 5% energy. Oh no, can't have that. So that's no fun, having to correct that. I've been enjoying making these mats. The ladies that have been making the mats with me, they chose to make their strips smaller. I think I had mentioned this before. Instead of using the YouTube video where once they take the sacks, you cut off the handle part and you cut off the end piece, they would cut them in fourths. They were cutting them, which makes them about depending on the bag, 2 to 2.5 inches thick, wide. They were cutting theirs 1.5 inches thick. I tried to get across to them that kind of compromises the quality of the mat, but to no avail. And I even use this as an example. If you want a really nice thick hat or cushy scarf, you're going to use bulky weight compared to baby weight yarn. They kind of looked at me like I had grown 16 horns. So I just left it at that, quit worrying about it. They're going to do what they're going to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the thicker. I think it makes a better mat. Their concern was they wanted to use less bags. Yeah, I'm giving you the eye because you're not going to use less bags when you're doing that. You're actually going to have to use more bags. But sometimes you can't get that across to people. And so I just quit worrying about it. Let them do their thing, I'll do my thing. They also, when you're putting your strips together with this many times, you'll get a spot in the bag that is weakened and the bag will tear in half. I just tied those together and worked that in. They were telling me that they thought that compromised the strength of the bag. I'm like, really? I don't think it does compromise the strength of the bag. In fact, I think it actually adds to the strength of the bag. Because now you've got two that are joined there instead of just the one piece of the bag. But, again, people are going to do what they're going to do. That's where we don't have control. Now, when they were doing the bag strap on the YouTube video there out of Greensboro, North Carolina, they just did a single crochet back for the strap. I like to do a half double crochet. Not only because it's my favorite stitch of all. I know, isn't that crazy? You get a favorite stitch in crochet. That's one of my favorite stitches. I like the look of it. I think it's a very beautiful looking stitch. And I think it's a very strong stitch. you know. But then again, I don't know why I think it's a very strong stitch. I just like it. So, I like it because it makes the strap a little bit more distinguishable. You know, the carrying strap. A little bit more distinguishable from the straps that you tie around the bag. But, yeah. There's no right or wrong way, really, to do these. You know? The whole idea, just do them. I also wondered if maybe perhaps smaller mats would work for SPCAs. You know, for the pups and the dogs and cats to lay on. I don't think, though, a cat would lay on these. And I think that's because of the noise it makes. Can you hear that? You know how cats like to make biscuits? I think the noise would drive the cats crazy so that they wouldn't want to mess with them. But it was an idea, you know. Maybe perhaps you could make a slip cover to go over the mat. Maybe the cats would like that. I should test it out, but I'm not gonna. Our SPCA is pretty obliging. There have been some controversies here with the SPCA. You know, a lot of people won't use them because they said they kill cats. No, this shelter is a no-kill shelter, so they don't kill the cats. They find a home for it, or they find sponsors to take them in. You know, many times sponsors will take pets in, and then they become pets for life, or, you know, they get their forever home there, so I've tried to talk my husband into that. He won't do that. I'm like, I could get my kitty fixed then, you know. But he's like, no. And I know why he's like, no. Because he would fall in love with the next animal that came into this house, and he knows it. So, today is our normal day to go into State College to get groceries. We have quite a few things we need to get. Of course, I have to stop at Joann's there. Doesn't make my husband happy because things in Joann's drive him nuts. It drives him nuts that if you're getting a piece of material cut, they ask, "What are you making?" He's like, "None of your business." So, and he also doesn't like the fact that when they've got a line of customers now, whoever's up front at the cash register has to make sure they make eye contact with the people coming in the door saying, "Hi, welcome to Joann's." He finds that absolutely asinine. He says perhaps they should just get one of those motion sensor detectors and have someone make one that when you walk in the door it says, "Hi, welcome to Joann's." That's just something that drives him nuts. I keep telling him, well, you know, that's because of the area. It's college students and they have a high loss volume. Not saying that college students steal, but you know, you have a lot of problems with students, things disappearing, and generally most of the time it's because they're drunk, you know, if they're going to do anything like that. Our stores here, local stores, the Family Dollar, you aren't allowed to bring a bag in. Like if I've walked to the grocery store and I come from the grocery store with a bag of groceries, I have to leave it on the floor. I can't walk through the store with that bag. So I no longer stop at our Family Dollar. Now, I don't have a problem with when I'm leaving, if they want to look at my bag and see if I have any extra items. I got no problem with that. But I do have a problem if I've walked over to the grocery store and I have to leave a bag sitting there with items I've purchased because they don't have anybody that watches the bags to make sure You're the person that picks up your own bag. You're just leaving them right there. Anybody walking out can pick up that bag. So, yeah, I don't shop at Family Dollar very often because of that rule. And I know why they have that rule. They have it simply because kids steal. Well, adults too, but, you know, they made it a general rule for everybody that walks in the door. So, okay, folks, I'm going to go so I can get this finished up. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.